Good afternoon, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 276. It is Sunday afternoon, and I am just leaving for the day. However, there's some changes today. Today I am going to be playing a lot of poker, some slots, things like that. I'm not going to be going as far as I normally do because I have to leave for the airport at 3:30 a.m. So I don't have time to be coming home at 3 in the morning and then leave and then fly across the country and all that stuff. So we're going to stay relatively local. Also, another thing is that the weather is pretty bad right now. It is lightly snowing right now, mixed with rain. So not the nicest weather. It is dark outside. It feels like 26. The air temperature is around 33. And there's snow, and there's more snow expected later this afternoon. So it's not going to be pleasant. A lot of stuff to go over here. Yesterday, I was in the general area of a casino. I had a little bit of free play. And I had my son with me, and I said, "Son, let me go pick this free play up. We're right here." And if you'll recall, last time I gave him part of the money, like half the money. It wasn't much. It was like $50. I gave him like $25. So I went in there, and I really didn't have time to check everything, but I hit the highlights, and I was able to come out ahead $225 in like less than 15 minutes. So plus 225, and so I gave him $30 of it. So he's got a nice little bundle building up at home now. Now, all that stuff said, real quickly here, I want to go over something with you. Some people have been wondering, how is it possible that you can make consistent money when we've been told by Blackjack Apprenticeship that you lose most of the time, but the times that you win, you make a little bit more money, and that's the way that it works, and there's nothing that you can do. First thing I want to say is, forget everything that you've heard from everybody and listen. There are multiple ways to make money in a casino. Card counting is not the only way. Slot machines are not the only way. Hole carding are not the only way. There's so many different things going on in a casino all the time that people don't even think about, whether it's free play, whether it's poker, whether it's other games that people don't talk about, whether it's other plays that people don't talk about. There's a lot going on in a casino, and there are a lot of people making money every day. You heard Coach's episode, he averages $500 a day. That's better than me on most days. So there is a lot of opportunity to make money, and this closed-mindedness about, oh, I have to have a $50,000 or $100,000 bankroll to make any money, or I can't really play, and I'm operating on tiny margins and all that, that's ridiculous. That's not the way it really works. If you want to hold yourself to only playing blackjack and always getting backed off and always having huge spreads, then yeah, by all means, go ahead and do that. Be stupid and do that. Now, if you can travel around the country, then that works. But if you're like me and you're tied to a certain area and I can only go 5 or 6 hours away from home at a time, it doesn't make a lot of sense to go into a casino firing 1 to 20, 1 to 30, 1 to 40 spreads on blackjack and then get backed off within an hour, and God forbid you're down $5,000 or $6,000. How are you going to make it up? It makes no sense. It makes more sense to go in there with a smaller spread at the right time, blend in with other people, talk to dealers, talk to pit bosses, get to know people. And I have a feeling what I need to do is go back to basics here, because you guys are not going back from the beginning and listening to all the episodes. That's where a lot of the meat was. A lot of the important information was. I need to do what other podcasts have done in the past, which is regurgitate stuff over and over and over again. And I hate to do that, but I think I need to do that because you guys are not getting it. So many people just think that the only thing they can do is go in and fire as hard as they can, as much as they can afford with blackjack, and then get upset when they get backed off and they have nowhere to play anymore. That's not intelligent play. Please do your research, learn more about other ways to make money in a casino, and make money in more than one way. That's what I have to say. And even in casinos that I've been backed off of, I am going to be going back at the right time, doing the right thing, and I will be making more money at those places. So let me go back here. It is not unusual to go into a casino every day and make money 90% of the time. Don't believe the things that you hear, because there are other ways to make money in casinos. Please wake up and understand that. If you want to be one of these small-minded people and just believe what you hear, oh, well, remember this, you believed that there was no way to make money in a casino. Then you learn card counting, and now you think only card counting. There's only card counting in a casino. There are so many ways to make money. And if you don't want to believe it, then that's fine. That's less competition for me and other people. So I have to say about that. So I don't know what I expected to say in this, but I was kind of upset that people just don't have a clue. And they listen to my episodes, and then they think, well, how did you make 300 today and 500 yesterday and 1,000 the day before? That's impossible. No, it's not impossible. It's just that you just got involved in this industry and you know very little bit, and either A, you don't want to expand your knowledge and you just want to stick to card counting, or B, you just don't want to hear it. And either way is fine with me. Just unsubscribe and don't listen. But I give really good information. When people say that I don't give any information, I give tons of information about how to act in a casino, where to go, which casinos to go to, which ones to avoid, how to pick out a parking spot, what to do when you're talking to a pit boss, what to do when you're talking to a cashier, what to do when you're talking to a dealer or a host. I tell you all that stuff. But you're not going back listening to all the episodes, so all you're seeing is where I am right now. This podcast is a journal of my life and what I do and the money that I make, the money that I lose, and the ups and downs of my life. It's not teaching you step by step what to do. If you want to know all that stuff, that's in there, but I'm not going to keep repeating it every single time, okay? So I guess we'll leave it at that. Today's an important day. Why is it an important day? Because in 24 hours, I'm going to be on an airplane on my way to Vegas. I'm going to be meeting some good friends out there, and I'm going to be doing a lot of work out there, making a lot of money. And this is a big trip that I've been waiting for a long time. I've been planning for this one, and this one actually is either going to prove or disprove a lot of the ideas that I have. And actually, it's going to be a pretty big thing here, because if I'm wrong about a lot of these things, then I'm going to be forced into going back to just blackjack, and I'll be traveling a ton. And I really don't want to be traveling even more than I already am, because I'm already spending 60% of my time or 70% of my time traveling and only 30% gambling. So hopefully some of the ideas I have are going to work, and we're going to test them out. I want to give them at least 20 hours of work. I am going to be documenting as much as I can on paper. Obviously, I can't be writing things down at the table, but between shoes, between sessions, things like that, I'll be documenting things, and I might actually even have some audio and record as I go along as well. So this is going to be a big trip. I don't want to be tired before my trip. I want to try to get to sleep by like 10 o'clock tonight, wake up around 3, out of the house by 3:30, and be on the plane and be in Vegas. So we're going to try to make a little bit of money. 500, 600 would be great today, and then we're hopping on that plane, and we'll go from there. So right now I'm going to let you go, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. So still heading to my first stop, which is a casino. I'm going to play some slots there, and I'm staying at the Venetian this trip, I called the Wynn just to see if I can get a room there, and they told me that yes, I can get a room there, but not for all the nights that I want, because there's a bunch of events going on that I didn't know about. I know the car racing stuff was coming up, but I know it's not there quite yet. So I didn't want to pay for part of the time and get the rest of it comped, so I just said forget about it. I am checking with Caesars just to have a backup, just a second room. I hate to just be there with one room just in case. So I'm waiting for that. And then I did finally book my car. Like I said, 12 hours from now I'm going to be lifting off. So I booked my car with, last time I booked it with Payless, and it was terrible because they didn't have enough people working there. They had one person. There was a long line. Someone called her and asked her if she needed help, and she said no. So I said no more Payless. This time I booked with a company I've never heard of, but they're in the main area there with the other car rentals. It's called Eurocar, I think, and it was like $18 a day. The total was like $104. I got like 20% off on top of everything also. So even with taxes and everything, it was like $104 for a full-size car. So that should be nice and comfortable, and that should be good. So we're good on car, we're good on hotel, possibly 2 hotels, and we're ready to go. So I am only about 20 minutes away from my first stop, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and I just left this casino, and it is full-blown snowing outside. The ground is wet. I believe it's still above 32 degrees, but there is serious snow falling. Let me see here. Update my weather app here. It is 35 degrees, but it is snowing like crazy right now. Big flakes of snow, and I'm looking at the live radar here, and we probably have a couple more hours of this coming, so hopefully this doesn't mess with my flight that I just booked a non-refundable car for. Yeah, I went in there and it was very busy. I know they probably had some kind of contest or something going on, and I really should pay more attention to those and try to take advantage of those, but I really don't as much as I should. I just don't have the time, and I don't run the volume through that some people do for it to make sense for me. But it was pretty busy. I saw a friend in there, talked to him for a minute. He was busy watching a Ploppy play a stupid machine. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to go. We can talk later on. He's like, no, it's okay, let's talk. And I'm like, look, I don't really have a lot of time to be wasting right now. So I let him go, and I moved on. I found another machine that was borderline, and I thought that was a good play. It was $6 a spin. I decided to go ahead and play it. And as I started to play it, a friend of mine came around the corner, and he said, oh, what'd you find down there? And I showed him. And he's like, yeah, I used to take a lot of those, but I'm not really sure anymore. And I'm telling you, this guy plays this machine so often. He would be the expert on it. But unfortunately, most of the time when he plays it too early, and he loses a lot of money on it too. I hate to say that because he's the same guy who told me to keep playing the other machine like a week ago that I lost 13 or 1400, whatever, on it. But I believed him on that. I really thought that was good enough, and another guy came by and said the same thing, and I really thought that it was a good play. It just didn't turn out well. It was at $6 a play also, but on a different machine totally. This one ended up okay. I ended up slightly ahead on it, not much, but I was involved for like 800 and was way down and got my money back. And then I played I had played a couple plays before that, and then one other play after that, after talking to him for a while, and I ended my session ahead $101. He just came back from out of the country, and he was telling me that his particular flight did not get delayed, but a lot of people's flights were getting delayed, and he said that he'd be pretty worried about my travel tomorrow, but hey, it's going to have to happen, so we're doing this thing. Let me see here. Use this. Okay. So right now we are going to move on. We're going to go to the poker club and see what the conditions look like there. I'm going to get on the list right now, and then I think I can actually. They have a new app. They never had an app before. It's kind of an app. It's more like a web page shortcut link thing. Let me see. View. I see 12 people seated on there. How could there be 12 people seated? A table of 8 and a table of 4? What, 2 tables of 7? 7 and 5, I mean? I don't know how, but what is this? No preference as to seat. It says 0 people waiting. Oh man, I just joined and it says 0 people waiting, which means it's going to call me right away. You're on the wait list. Now I'm going to get another text saying it's your turn. That was stupid. Well, that gives me 5 minutes to get there, and it's at least a half hour, so probably going to miss out on that. Hopefully there'll be a seat when I get there. We'll see. It's a lower limit, 1-2 no limit. They may also have pot limit tonight. I don't know how deep I want to get with it tonight. Let's see. They do not have any pot limit tonight, so that's pretty interesting. All right, we're going to go play No Limit Hold'em, and I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I have been playing it on the app. Just in the last day and a half or so, I'm up a little over 500 on the app. I'm not patting myself on the back because it could be a lot of variance, but I have been putting in some hours trying to learn it and get better, and I am getting better, and I'm seeing some of the stupid things that I've done. But you know, hopefully that keeps progressing and we can make that into a income stream as well. So that's what's going on right now. Heading over to the poker club, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. It is only 8 p.m. and I am done at the poker club. I was there for 2 hours playing 1-2 no limit, and it was going good for a really long time actually. I mean, I was up not a lot, like $75 for a long time, but I wasn't playing a lot of hands. I was only playing like nut hands. And what is the reason for that? The reason is because I was playing an online tournament. It was an Omaha tournament, and let me see screenshots. And there were 291 entrants in this tournament. $33 entry fee. And I've got screenshots of these for you people who say that I lie about everything. 291 people, and I was in first place with like 18 people to go, and I ended up all in on ace jack 10 hand, only single suited. The other guy had king queen, and he flopped 2 kings. So I ended up finishing 7th place out of 291. First place paid $1,850. 7th place only paid $290. It sucks. But I'm feeling so much more comfortable with Omaha, especially on this site. I'm getting better. I know I'm not great. I know I have a long way to go. But I really feel like I'm actually making progress every day, and I feel like I'm actually learning something every day that I didn't know, or it became more clear, or something like that. So, whether or not I won the tournament, I needed the experience. So, but as far as the actual poker club, it was pretty busy in there. There was 5 or 6 tables going in there for a small club. There was a little tournament going on, which I didn't get involved with at all, but yeah, I mean, there's only so much you could do locally without going many hours, and I feel like I did what my potential was. I played poker, I played Omaha online, I won. I went to the casino, I made a little bit of money, and we're going to go home early, and we're going to have a good night. We're going to wake up at 3 o'clock, leave the house at 3:30, get to the airport, and we're going to have a good trip to Vegas. So I do need to do a little bit of work before I leave. So I'm going to spend about an hour studying some stuff online before I get there. totally plan my route as to how I'm going to do things. And I'm going to be a little bit cryptic when I'm out there. I am going to play blackjack. I know you guys like the blackjack stories and stuff, and the crazy things that happen, the people I sit with, and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking about taking a camera with me, but I'm not going to, because the camera that I got only does like 4-minute videos at a time, and then it breaks it into like 10 4-minute videos, and it seems like a big pain in the butt to put it together. So until I get a better camera, I'm not going to do that. It's not really worth having a camera, and I mean, if you really looked, you could see it, but I'm going to forget about that right now. Make sure my bankroll is good. Make sure I got everything packed, and then I'll do this little bit of research that I need to do, and then we'll head out here in the morning. Not very long from now. What is that? 9 hours. So, well, we could do our segments real quick. Today, what did I eat today? So, I don't even remember. This morning, didn't have anything for breakfast early. I'm trying to think if this is the day. Oh, my son had a soccer tryout, so I took him to that. Then we went home, and my wife made something good. I can't remember what it is. What did she make? Hold on. Oh yeah, I should know, because one of my favorite things is BLTs, and with that low-carb bread, she made me a couple big BLTs, delicious. Had some peas on the side, so still pretty low carb, not zero carb, but pretty low. About 10 carbs for the meal is not bad. And I give that probably at least a 10 on a scale of 2 through 8. It was good bacon, good seasoning, and good everything on there. And what did you tip today, MW? I tipped a total of $9 because I won 9 hands playing poker. Most of them tiny hands, unfortunately. But I did have a couple big ones toward the end there. I was down as much as like 280 or something like that, and came back and ended up breaking even and getting ahead a little bit. And what did you learn today, MW? I learned a lot more stuff about pot limit. I talked to some nice young men at the table and learned a little bit about how they cheat in today's world compared to how we used to cheat back when we were in school. And 2 different cheaters at the table talking about how they cheat at school. I almost said the name of the school. One of them just gets the answer keys, which that's been around for a while, where you can just go online and they have sites where, okay, this is the book that you're using, and then they have a list of all the questions the teacher can pick from to make your test, and you just study the questions. And most of the time, they're so lazy, they just pick 20 or 40 questions off that list, and you've got them all memorized. As soon as you start reading the question, you already know the answer. And another guy, he did a crazy thing. He had this little tiny piece of paper, like 3 times as big as a postage stamp, and he had this big magnifier that he was able to use to read the information on it. Unbelievable. I never even thought about that. That seemed like too much work to me. But then again, his eyes are probably much better than mine. So I learned about how they cheat in college these days. But other than that, pretty decent day. The snow stopped. Now it's rain. And we're going to head home, get some sleep, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode is going to be a long one probably, because I'm going to get there so early. And as long as there's games to play, there'll be plenty of content for you guys. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.